Starting a plant-based journey can be challenging. All menus and menu options, for that matter, are not created equal. So one woman, yeah, you guessed it, decided to take her friends to vegan restaurants so they could figure it out together. What happened? Food, folks, and foolishness. Welcome to What One Woman Eats.
Greetings and salutations, passionates. So today's episode will be a little different from our usual episodes. This week, Bree wasn't available, so I took one of my goddaughters and her baby girl, and we went to Urban Vegan Roots, located in Astoria, Queens. The night that we went, there was a lot going on. There was a comedy show happening, and we didn't want to be too loud or disruptive, and we also didn't want the lighting to be bothersome for anyone else. That actually worked out because the lighting died midway through dinner, but we were able to eventually work around that. Keep in mind, I said eventually, not immediately. So there will be some footage where we look terrible. I'll let it go. The other challenge was the sound. Our mic was picking up more of the comedy show than us. And then after the comedy show, the music in the restaurant was still a little on the loud side, so everything we said couldn't be heard clearly. Now, as a creator, with respect to the comedy show, I respect the intellectual property rights of others. So there'll be more voiceover in the sections where we were recording during the show, and there may be some subtitles in the sections where our audio integrity was compromised by the background music.
All right. So we're going to, what do you want from the shares and small?
For food, we ordered the potato leek soup, the tomato soup and grilled cheese, the chicken avocado salad, French fries, shiitake bacon tacos, coconut shrimp, chicken and waffles, succotash and scallops, and the chef's V steak.
All right. For my drink, what did I try?
For drinks, Jataria ordered the Libra from the mocktail menu and added Hennessy, and I had a Damn That's My Jam, which is tequila, lime jam, and jalapeno. Jataria's first sip yielded a pause. She was very pleasantly surprised by how the lemon brought it all together. My drink came unrimmed, and I was missing the salt component. I also felt like it could be a little spicier. Our server, Kailia, brought me a new glass with freshly muddled jalapenos and a salted rim, which definitely elevated all of the flavors.
Ladies and gentlemen, salute.
The first dish to arrive was the coconut shrimp, which was very fragrant. Jataria took her first bite with the sauce, while I tasted it without it. The sauce had this unexpected heat that was very complimentary to the sweetness and a very nice dipping sauce for the shrimp. It's a house-made hot sauce that was citric, and it was sweet and spicy. The citrus component was lemony. Very good, but not a good sauce for someone who's heat sensitive. In both of our initial bites, we didn't taste the coconut, but it was still good as a fried shrimp. Now later on, Jataria shared that with the second and third shrimp she had, she was able to taste the coconut. Her observation was that it seemed almost like the shrimp was dipped in the coconut, then fried, as opposed to the coconut being part of the breading. We mainly ordered the fries so the baby could have something to gum on, but we all tried them. Nothing too crazy. A standard thick cut fry. Not too salty, which is great. Steakhouse appropriate and baby approved.
You was enjoying them, so.
Next, the mac and cheese and the soup were delivered. We tried the mac first.
Different meaning.
It's not bad.
Pardon? Not bad don't mean it's good.
I want to say that. But let me just...
It don't mean it's good. It's not what you're used to.
Yeah, so I just knew.
Okay. One time for our server is amazing. From the time you walk in the door, she's been extremely accommodating. She gave us the option of sitting in the center or sitting back here. This ain't it. It needs some salt, first of all.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah, but this ain't it.
Clearly, I didn't like it.
Do you like things so far?
We don't love this.
Don't love the mac and cheese. Okay.
For me, it could use some more salt. Jataria said the same thing. And something about the flavor of the cheese is, you know when you go to the doctor's office and you wash your hands with the antibacterial soap?
Yeah.
It gives me like that.
Not great.
Yeah, I don't love it.
Okay, fair.
The shrimp we enjoy. Jataria hasn't tried the soup yet. Can we have one more bowl?
Yeah.
The next delivery was the chicken avocado salad and the chicken and waffles and I think the tacos. The chicken replacement is seitan. Now, while I gave Kylie a feedback on the mac, Jataria tried the tacos.
That's what you want to take the plate for, yo. These smashed up. How you feel about the taco?
She felt bombarded by flavors, and I suggested to her that she may have liked it better with a different cheese. They used a vegan cotija and even a different sauce, like a taco sauce. We also agreed that our bacon tasted burnt. But even with the burnt bacon, we still liked the taco better than the mac.
I like the taco better than the mac. Let's see if she likes it. It's alright. Lela likes it too. It's alright. You smiling. It's alright. Okay. You feel me? That's the one that Pumpkin said. Kind of reminds me of like Campbell's tomato soup. The tomato soup is really thick.
So as you saw, Beulah and Jataria liked the soup. I thought it would have had a thicker consistency, so I was a little thrown off. It wasn't bad. It was just different than I expected. It actually had the consistency that I expected the tomato soup to have. The tomato soup was more chunky where I was expecting it to be more smooth.
So for the tomato soup tastes like, I don't know if you want to know, because you didn't finish the soup. The tomato soup to me tastes more like tomato sauce. Break it in half. I feel like there's a lot of like vegan cheese in there, like cheesy cheese. Okay. And put that on your tasting plate. Okay. And taste a little bit. The combination of the grilled cheese with the soup, it's like when you taste it, you need the soup. You have to eat the soup. Bring your bowl closer. Come back. With 3 spoonfuls. Why are you so afraid of this tomato soup? I'm scared. That's it for life. Oh well. Real talk, I'm dead about to ask them if they could just make me another grilled cheese sandwich.
I wish the light hadn't died before Jataria tasted the grilled cheese. It went from, okay, to, wait, this is on. It was that kind of reaction. The same way the sauce for the shrimp caught her, same type of response.
All right, let's do the succotash.
Next for the tasting was the succotash, and I knew I was going into that biased because I make king oyster mushroom scallops all the time. My first observation was that it had lima beans, so if you don't like lima beans, go ahead and skip over this on the menu. I don't know if it's still on the menu, but it was then, okay? Now, Kylie had advised us that some find it salty. We didn't.
I mean, succotash is succotash, so...
My opinion on the scallop.
What do we think of the succotash? Too salty?
No, I didn't find it too salty. I actually, if I was making that, I would have grilled the mushroom a little bit more. Just a little, I mean, it depends on your taste. For me, I like it firmer, and that's a little soft. But I know somebody else who would have preferred it that way. And then, in terms of how I would have prepared it, to do pan sear it in some either avocado or grapeseed oil, and then take some vegan butter, put that in with some fresh garlic and some thyme.
Come on, chef.
Girl,
Let's go.
girl.
Jataria tasted it, but I don't think she was too moved because she really didn't give any feedback. Next up, the chef's V steak, which was made from oyster mushrooms. The accompanying sides were mashed potatoes and charbroiled Brussels sprouts. Beulah loved the potatoes and Brussels sprouts. Jataria felt like the potatoes were potato in, but the Brussels were not sprouting. She felt like they were giving cabbage. She was okay with the mushrooms, but not necessarily as a steak. So I told her I thought they might have more appeal for her if they were being served as a chicken substitute, which is how most people use oyster mushrooms as their meat replacement.
I eat mushrooms, so I know how to season it. What I would say is I've gone places where they cook mushrooms and they didn't do a good job. They didn't do a bad job with it. I think with some a little bit more salt. That's okay. They definitely could have been seasoned more. Yeah, it could have been seasoned more. In general, it doesn't necessarily have to be salt. It could have been seasoned more. And let's see what else. I think you also would have liked it if they had steak sauce.
Let me set this next moment up so it makes sense in context. We haven't finished tasting all these plates in front of us, and here goes Jataria. I'm in the mood for cheesecake.
Everybody get away from me.
That cheesecake that my godmother showed me ever since I had cheesecake, that cheesecake, and I've nonstop loved cheesecake.
Yeah, I know I told y'all that this is a vegan restaurant show. I think this is the second time somebody came on here talking about something non-vegan.
But Passion, weren't you just talking about fried chicken from the Jamaicans last week? No. Bree had a Freudian slip and we built on that moment. Stay focused.
Please ignore them. Please ignore them.
Sorry. So sorry.
Well, she was really about
But
to
they
be...
could make some vegan cheesecakes too. So
They do make vegan
So let's not
cheesecake.
even
So
go
you don't
there.
even know if they have that on the menu.
That's what I said. I said, I'm in the mood for some cheesecake. I didn't say it has to be non-vegan. Okay? I said, I'm in the mood for some cheesecake.
Now, you know if the lighting was better, I would have been asking you if you could see my face. But since you couldn't see it there, can you see my face? And that's all I have to say. Moving on.
This salad is like, it really looks good. The salad's good. So that y'all can get some better sight. So that was the oyster mushroom steak, the Brussels sprouts, and the oyster mushroom steak is served right on top of the mashed potatoes. This is the chicken avocado salad. That was the scallop and succotash. Excuse me. And remaining, so that was the macaroni and cheese. I think you saw the picture of that. And that is the chicken and waffles that we have remaining to taste. So we still have things to taste. Num, num, num. So it's a kale salad. The dressing that they use, it's tasty. She said the croutons are hard. Because the Jataria feels like there could be additional dressing on the side just in case there's not enough. I think it's adequately dressed though, but I think we also could have requested more if we wanted some additional. No, that's accurate. It definitely tastes like Cheez-It.
Now keep in mind that I haven't had a Cheez-It since like 2005. But that's a taste that is distinct and pretty unforgettable, okay? So when Jataria said the seitan tasted like Cheez-Its, she was spot on. I was tasting something, but I couldn't put my finger on what it was. It was definitely that.
Last on the list is the chicken and waffles. Judge me now. A waffle? Tastes like waffles to me. Like what?
Definitely give it.
She said it tastes like school syrup. I'm done.
If y'all know, y'all know. No, we don't.
Tastes alright to me.
Y'all don't blame me for Jataria shade, okay? She didn't get it from me. She didn't. Anyway, she asked me how I enjoyed the experience.
I enjoyed the experience. I think the ambiance is cute. I'm gonna definitely show y'all that there's art all over the wall. There's graffiti art. Then there's like poster art all over the wall. They have their merch right here.
She made a solid point about having some of the display items facing us as well as the other side, so we wouldn't just be looking at the backs of the displayed items.
Which I understood what Jataria was saying, how it's a little bit intrusive because it kind of like obstructs your view. It's nicer if you were looking at what's on it instead of the back of it. So I get what you're saying.
Like, you see how they have both sides? You have this one over back.
That makes sense. The ones that are on this side should turn around and look at us. I can agree with that. I'll drink water all the way down. All the way down.
I let my drink sit too long, and because of the salt rim, it basically turned into brine. Yucky.
Okay, so 2 boxes for the salad.
I need she needs a box for her chicken and waffle, and I need a box for my chicken and waffle. You don't want to take the chicken and waffle home? She didn't like the syrup. She said the syrup tastes like school syrup. Right, she rolled. Right, she rolled.
I was not expecting
I wasn't prepared. I was like, I'm like, yo, you out of line. She tried to whisper it to her. She was like, no, that's not. I'm like, so yeah, I didn't either. She got an order. We came to Urban Vegan Roof. So we came to the one in Astoria. The address here is 34-47 31st Street, Astoria, New York, 11106. On Fridays and Saturdays, today is Friday, they are open until 11 p.m. So we were fortunate enough to be able to make it because we almost did not. Would you come here again?
Probably not.
Wow. Be honest. Be honest.
The food is good,
But
but not entirely for me to come back.
okay.
So, like, there's certain things like, oh, like if they were walking in the area, okay, we can look at the
Okay,
salad.
yep.
Salad, or like pick up something little.
I
But
can
to
dig it.
come dine in, no, I wouldn't. And again, not saying that it wouldn't be a good choice for one of you guys, but for me personally, I wouldn't come dine in.
Okay. I would.
myself. Not by myself.
Well, I mean, we're not talking about you having to come by yourself. Like, would you come here again, period?
With my godmother, yeah.
She just want me to draw.
No, that's not what it is. Because I don't feel like a couple of my friends they're not into like, a lot of my friends are not into trying new things like that.
Okay, that's fair. Do you think that we had anything on today's menu that they would eat and be like, oh nah, this is good?
Yeah, that's salad and good.
Grilled cheese. That grilled cheese was
That was
on.
amazing.
That grilled cheese was on. Please don't be confused.
With the tomato sauce. I just feel like if they did a little bit better with the bacon.
The tacos would have been better.
Yeah. The tacos, like, that's how I was confused. Like, the sauce was giving, and then once I started tasting the bacon, I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
It threw me off.
Okay. All right. So
The drinks, they're okay, but if you're like looking to get, you know, no.
So at the bottom of my drink, I felt a little thing.
With my godmother, no.
What? First of all, because she not gonna pay me like an alcoholic.
She's not an alcoholic, but the way her drinks be given, this wasn't one of those like, oh damn, yeah. That first sip when she gets excited off the first, yeah. She didn't do her little shimmy shake, no.
So what she means is
It wasn't being
that I have
past
excellent
wow,
taste. Okay.
It wasn't all that past
And
wow.
if
It was
I
that-
love it, then it's good. And if I don't love it, then it's Just talking about the way my grandmother drinks. You got the people thinking I'm an alky. And for anybody that's watching this, it's like, yes, you are. No, I'm not. Y'all just lightweight.
And then the third
Oh, you so out of pocket. That's so ridiculous, yo.
No, if you're coming now. If you're coming there, don't say I didn't tell you.
So out of pocket for that. It was funny. It was funny. And if you're coming with a baby, there are things that you can have. Like somebody who has no teeth, there are things that you can have. I would come back. I will come back. I have been to several restaurants in Astoria. I have made the trip to Astoria for many different meals. This is the first time I'm coming to Astoria for a vegan meal. I would come back. I would come back. Tell me your name again. Come around this way. I want them to see you. I want the people to see you.
Hi, Kylia.
Kylia was great. So if you come here, ask for her to be your server. Because she's going to give you the real. She's going to give you the real about the food. She's going to give you prompt service. And everything was with a smile. There was no complaints. It was like, yes, absolutely. You know, because most of us want to be catered to. And this is not the type of place where, like, at least from my experience, we didn't have to come in here and be like, and be nasty to get good service. We came in and she greeted us at the door with great energy, and it's consistent throughout. So absolutely ask for her. You saw enough of the food that we sampled. We sampled like almost half of the menu. If y'all don't know what to get.
If you don't know what to get, I don't know what to tell you. But it is a worthwhile trip. And to this day, Jataria and I still talk about that doggone grilled cheese. So if you know, like I know, make a plan to get here and try it out, okay? There are definitely options that are carnivore approved. So that's it, y'all. Go find good food with good folks, have good fun, and give good feedback. And of course, in all things, be passionate. See you later.